points. Y'all watch the game, beat down, bludgeoning. LeBron James left with an injury, groin strain late. Reports say he's expected to miss at least 2 weeks. It's glad to have you back, Shady. I know you love talking hoops for 2-5. Let me talk a little bit, if I may. I think it's a huge issue. The LeBron injury is a huge deal. Not just because LeBron is hurt, and I don't know if y'all were watching yesterday when the Thunder played the Nuggets. The announcer said the 1 seed versus the 2 seed Thunder Nuggets. I said, huh? Nuggets 2 seed? Lakers are 2 seed. No, Lakers were a half game ahead of the Nuggets. Nuggets were up, and then the Nuggets lost. Now the Nuggets are the 3 seed. I say that to say it's so razor-thin close in the Western Conference, you can't afford to lose LeBron. But here's why it's a bigger deal. It is not a coincidence that LeBron James got hurt after playing the most minutes he's ever played in the NBA this year. 44 minutes against the New York Knicks. Backdoor played 35 minutes and got hurt. It's not a coincidence that LeBron James got hurt, a soft tissue injury, mind you. It's not a coincidence LeBron James got hurt after shooting the most field goal attempts he did in consecutive games. 23 shots, I believe it was, against the Knicks, and was on his route to another 25-plus against the Boston Celtics. It's not a coincidence that an aging player got hurt when he had to be at a very high usage. So now why it's a big deal? Because what's that say about Luka? Where you're watching against the Celtics, Luka is hobbling down the court on every goddamn possession. Take LeBron and his 23 shots off the court. Now, Luka, you're probably going to have to shoot an additional 10. This was the play that stuck out to me most watching. Luka's cooking. It's the end of the game. Luka's trying to keep it competitive. He gets a bucket. Watch him labor down the court, people, please. Now, mind you, Luka's going to have to cook without LeBron for the next 5 to 6 games. It's a huge deal. Lastly, Shady, and I'll say it like this. For the first time all season, James Jones and Chase, we saw the Lakers play playoff games in March. You played at home against the Knicks, a playoff game. Then you went to the East Coast to play against the Celtics. That's a playoff game. You play at home, and then you go back to play where they play at. LeBron James, you played a playoff game. You played a competitive game in overtime, 44 minutes. Then, Shady, they had to go travel. For the first time we saw a playoff game in March, it's not a coincidence they got hurt. I think a huge deal, 2-5, because of what it means.
Yeah, I don't think it's a huge deal. I think it's something there, but not a huge deal. Why? Because LeBron James has never missed a playoff game. Think about that for a second.
Wow.
He's never missed a playoff game, so I'm not worried about it. But the good thing I do like about the injury, if you got to have a good thing about an injury, is that now Luka could have the whole keys to the team, whole keys to the offense. And now let him get his shots off. Let him get to his points or his places. Some of his role players, right? Seeing where they like to catch the ball at, seeing where their spots are at. Now we're calling LeBron off the court. Now you go back to the old Luka we seen in Dallas, controlling the whole show. And I want to see what that looks like because there's a lot of times where LeBron's off the court and Luka's on the court and vice versa. Now he gets a chance to really showcase what that really looks like. And this is why you brought Luka to the Lakers, right? Right? Okay, if our 40-year-old, superstar GOAT is injured or can't play, whatever it may be, we got the young GOAT to carry the load. And that's why they brought Luka. So to be the franchise for the Los Angeles Lakers, that's a big deal. All right, there's times when Shaq was out, yo, Cole, take care of us. He did that. Times when Shaq fouled out. Yo, Cole, take care of us. And now we're going to see Luka take care of the Lakers now.
That's not what I want to see, though. Like, watching Luka and how not injury prone he is, because Luka's tough.
Out of shape.
But it's just like
Conditioning.
Luka, yes. Watching Luka
That ain't going to change.
I don't want to see that
I don't
because
see it
at
changing.
the end of the Celtics game where Luka had to do everything, that was a microcosm of what we're going to see in a macro way now. The last 5 minutes of the Celtics game when LeBron left and everything went through Luka, it was the most painful points I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
every bucket hurt. And defensively, it was like watching paint dry. Like defensively, Luka, I was scared to see him have to go match up to somebody. There was points where Al Horford was D'ing Luka up, and Al Horford at 38 years old, you still got defense. It was points where I don't know that I want to see what Shady's talking about.
Did I tell y'all that? When we was talking about the Lakers and all that, y'all was saying how great they were. I said they are looking good right now. One of the best in the NBA. But a real matchup is a team that can guard from 1 to 4, 1 to 5. And you seen that. You seen JB guard Luka from the inbound, plucking him, right? Derek White plucking him.
They bullied him.
Horford getting some blocks. And Luka is you can't stop him because he's a great offensive player. He had 30 points that game.
No doubt.
But there's some key moments where they slowed him down. They got stops on him. And then they made him defend.
Correct.
I mean, I know there's hoop stuff, dog.
And not only
Trust
that,
your boy.
Not only that, every team ain't the Celtics. So
That's true.
Let's get there. Every team ain't guarding from 1 to 5 like the Celtics. And number 2, I think this is a blessing in disguise
I
for the
was
Lakers.
just about to
I do.
say that.
LeBron is my age.
I was just about
Sit down a little bit. Sometimes you don't want to sit yourself down. The Lord says sit down.
That's true. That is true.
You know what I'm saying? Get you some rest. You've been playing 40-plus
smart.
minutes, right? You've been balling out. We actually even been sneaking you into the MVP conversation. But sit down, and now you get a healthy LeBron James when he comes back. The Lakers are in a really good situation. It's not like last year where you fighting for the play-in and LeBron got hurt. You're the 2 seed right now. So you can drop a couple games and still be in the playoffs even without LeBron. And not only that, let Luka do more. I'm all with Luka doing some more. Get these role players involved. You do more. You carry the team because that's why we traded for you. We didn't think we traded for you and LeBron going to be together for 5 years. We traded for you saying you are the key to the franchise for the next 10 to 15 years, however, because Bron is going to be gone. And, yeah, you may get some other players in here with you, but you take over. In this stretch right here, you make everybody around you better, and you help us win a couple of these games in this stretch because it is a tough stretch.
Correct.
It is a very tough stretch. You got Denver, you got Milwaukee a couple times. It is a tough stretch. But just win a couple, keep us afloat, and Bron will come back. He'll be healthy. He'll be fresh, ready to rock.
You're acting like it's he's out for the season. Like he tore his groin in 2018, missed 17 games. It's a little tweak of the groin, 1 to 2 weeks. I too agree. I literally just wrote this before you said it, so I'm not taking your talking point. But it is a blessing in disguise a little bit, and this is how I see it for 3 different people. One, for J.J. Redick, got to figure out your rotations. Okay, what rotation are you going to do without LeBron? Can you show me that you are a top 10 coach that we've been talking about? A lot of stuff goes through LeBron. Now it's all going to have to go through Luka. Austin Reeves, he's going to have to step up and be your number 2. Can he do that? Hachimura's out for another week. Number 2, Luka. Okay, this is a blessing in disguise for Luka. It allows him to go out there and play his game like he did in Dallas, okay? He's not having to share the ball. Can you prove to me you can do it? And then for LeBron, like you said, he's old. He's old. He needs some rest. Like Shady said, I thought that was a great stat. He's never missed a playoff game, right? So go rest your body. If you miss 6 or 7 games, it's not the end of the world. You're still going to be in good seeding for the playoff race.
The issue for me, though, is very simple. We saw LeBron in a playoff format the last 5 days. We saw it. That Knicks game was a playoff game. And when I say that, I mean the intensity of it. It was a playoff game. The opponent, the Knicks were the 3 seed at the time. That's the playoff team. In the playoffs, you have to play at home. Then you got to get your little butt on the airplane. You got to travel to wherever the team might find themselves at, and you got to play that game. So you play the Knicks, and then you play the Celtics. We saw the playoff game. The reason I suggest it's a big deal, Shady, is because if them 2 games against the Knicks and the Celtics got LeBron injured, them 2 games in the Knicks against the Celtics got Luka going down the court holding his back. If those 2 games did that, what might a 7-game series versus the Thunder do? Because the Thunder get up and down the court. What might a 7-game series against the Nuggets do? That's why I suggest I'm concerned.
I can't suggest that I think this game or the last 2 games got LeBron injured. Because he showed he's been durable his whole freaking career, right? I think he'll be good for the playoffs. And Luka, he always does that. I don't know if you guys watch him. He's always hobbling. And it's funny. Sometimes he runs on the court. I'm like, is he hurt? That's how he runs. That'll be fine, though. I think that'll be fine. I think another thing with Luka is it helps him out just because people forget that before he got traded, he wasn't playing basketball at all, right? He was injured. So just getting back to playing the game, right? Looking at them certain defenses coming at him, different game plans, like let him start playing a little bit more. Because they've been doing a great job with his minutes too, though, right? I think giving him some breaks when LeBron takes over the offense or the team and he's off the court and they switch him vice versa. I think he gets back to playing that Dallas basketball. And I think once you see that, I think you gain more confidence in some of your role players.
So Acho, before we go, because you're saying you think it's a big deal, but like for me, when LeBron was in the locker room in the 4th quarter, right, they turned a 20-point deficit into really a single point.
Like 4. Without
LeBron. Now, JT and JB sort of took over, but doesn't that give you a little bit of hope, like that they can still put it together and win games because of that on the road?
It's not that they can't win games. My concern is how long will Luka be able to sustain? Because Luka and LeBron have been able to balance each other out, right? You get rest. Exactly right. My fear isn't can they win games. I remember it was 4 games